17th, 9 a.m. for the Neighborhood Restoration Beautification Commission. I will start with call to order.
Lucas Christensen.
Here.
Jermaine Sullivan.
Here.
Kathleen Grabowski.
Here.
Mary Kay Wilkoch.
Here.
Jess Stallings.
Here.
All right, public comment on agenda-related items. Is there any public comment? Seeing none. Approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the meeting minutes from the June 26, 2023 meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Voice vote. All in favor? Aye. Welcome to our new commission member, Jess Stallings. Thank you very much. Nice princess wave.
Yes, very nice.
Very glad to have somebody new on the commission.
Great, thank you.
I look forward to all the great assets and great things that you can bring to the commission.
Wonderful.
All right, unfinished business. First Street mural, I think we have a guest today.
Yes.
Hi.
What do I say?
Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Katie Dilworth.
Hi, Katie.
Mary's daughter, here painting a mural on First Street for you guys. Very excited. Thank you again for letting me do that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, started on the first little chunk of it, and doing a mural of the Manistee freighter coming under the Maple Street Bridge. Just about done with that part. Hopefully gonna finish that up today or tomorrow. And then I'll move on to a second little part next to it. They'll say, "Welcome to Manistee," and have some flowers or imagery around the sides of it.
Awesome. Is there anything that you think you need help with? From any volunteers or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's going pretty smoothly so far.
It's
Got
awesome.
a lot of people walking by, very interested, can't wait to see it.
Oh, that's great.
Have to check it out. When do you think you'll be done with it? Not pushing, I'm just curious.
Well, I'm thinking, so this first part took about 3 days. I'm hoping the second part, maybe end of this week. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But
Great.
sometime around this week, we might be done with it.
How much of the wall will be used?
I think it's gonna be about half of it.
Okay.
Maybe a little less than half, but somewhere around there.
The larger section?
The larger section.
Okay.
yes.
Very nice, thank you.
So, and Jess, just so you know, this is the wall that's going down First Street between Spruce and
Oak.
Oak, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that big retaining wall down to the beach there, so.
Very
I
good.
got a little progress picture of what I've got done so far. If you like.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Wow. Are you gonna be there today?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to
Awesome.
take some pictures.
Very nice.
So a main reason we had you on the agenda, Katie, was if there's any commission members that had any suggestions or any questions, so there wasn't really any mean, we're not gonna.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
We appreciate it,
Thank you. Like so far.
All right. Any more on that mural? Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
So bulk item pickup recommendations. So last meeting we discussed some options and we need to provide a recommendation to the city council on what our commission thinks we should do for bulk item pickup. We talked about, I think 3 things. One was having a second bulk item pickup per month. One was having dedicated locations for dumpsters, and then the third was if we wanted to go back to, I don't remember how long ago it was, but the trash in the large,
Right. Like spring cleanup?
yeah, the spring cleanup thing. So I don't know if there's been any more thought of this, and I don't know, Jermaine, if council's really met with Bill on some of the options yet, but he was getting some pricing, right?
Yes, and I don't think we have. I
Okay.
don't think we have the pricing yet for it.
Okay. So at this time, I don't know if there's really anything that we can, unless we're dead set on having one option or the other without seeing pricing. I don't know if that's gonna matter to the commission as much, but, I'm kinda looking for just discussion on this, I guess, at this time.
Well, I definitely think we should push something.
Mhm.
That's, you know, I think it would probably all depend on the cost factor, I'm sure.
Mhm. I know we put out, there's another social media post on it. I don't know if that was from us or from just, city manager, but I saw that went out. It was on the tax bill, the newsletter, of the single bulk item pickup. But, so it sounds like we just gotta kinda wait on that one and maybe,
Do you think we'll have that for the next meeting, or?
What cost are you waiting for? The cost of this, to the city for the spring cleanup, or it cost staff? Is that what you're looking for?
I think we needed the single spring cleanup costs, and then also to do a secondary, single item per month, so we'd have two of them, like the first and third week or something. And then the other one was, we had discussed maybe putting dumpsters in certain locations like we did for Casman. And I don't know if that one was one that Bill was getting a price on, so maybe I need to reach out to
I
him.
just don't think that's gonna work. I mean, it didn't work when we did for Casman, and we actually sent out letters. I think that that's gonna be a waste.
My only concern with that is just people getting it to the dumpster, because so many people don't have a way to do that.
Mhm.
I like the idea of the other day of the month doing it, but like you said, the cost of having the extra person on that day to help with loading the items or however they do it, so.
Right.
And I've heard that, Republic is backed up on things as well, and they don't really have a ton of employees, so,
The capacity to do that.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's an interesting point that should be discussed by this commission moving forward. You know, we're talking about spring pickup and dumpsters. That all assumes that people can put that garbage out in the front yard. But I know some of our police officers have dealt with individuals who either physically can't do it or just don't have a vehicle
Yes.
to get the garbage from, or the blight, whatever, from the backyard to the front yard. So it'd be interesting if this commission can make a recommendation of a potential solution in that area as well.
I wonder if there would be a way for us to put it out there and have a couple of set days with our volunteers, but put it out there, people call us and make an appointment. Okay, we have Thursday, whatever, they call, hi, I live at this address, I have these bulk items in my house that I just can't get out, but you know what I mean? And then maybe our volunteers could go there and get them out to the curb or get them to the dumpster or whatever for them, but it would have to be like appointment based, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
If that would even be helpful, because then we would only have a certain amount of slots anyways.
Mhm. And that would still be using the single bulk item pickup.
Mm-hmm, yep.
And what we found too, Jess, is a lot of from the police department, they've told this commission that a lot of the blight that they see in the yard, the junk blight, it's not because they're unable all the time, it's because they don't think it's blight.
Right,
So,
right.
but that could still be another way to kind of poke the bear a little bit and say, hey, we can help you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, move it out for the bulk item. So, it's a good idea. So it sounds like everybody's a little bit in favor on maybe pushing like a second for the month, second single bulk item pickup.
Maybe see the price difference between that and doing an actual spring cleanup week or day. I don't know how they typically do that. Is it like a week long? They do certain areas of the.
What we would do is just draw on what their last practice was, and I don't know when the last practice was. It's been a while. It's been
I think
quite
it
a few
was a
years.
week.
But there was a practice, and I'm sure that we can get those documents or have the DPW send something over to us as far as a cost projection and what that looks like. So this commission can make an informed recommendation to city council.
Okay. I think moving forward, I can put this on the next agenda too for just moving this along, but I can meet with the city manager in the meantime to see what our recommendation should be with all those costs involved. Next item is volunteer recruitment. So in the packet here, we have, this is the current list of all of the volunteers that have given their contact information. And I wanted everybody to kind of review this, after this meeting to kind of see if there's a few people that we thought were on the list that are actually not.
And maybe what we need to do is give Jess some of those forms, so that if you know anybody that wants to be a volunteer, you can just have them fill it out. Maybe Mary could do that. And that-
Yep, I'll get you some of those.
Thank you.
And then other than this, I guess I'm gonna point to you, Kathy. Is there any kind of movement? Have you been able to get any more interest in being on the list, and especially the Tabernacle with the upcoming project?
I went there and I presented the agenda for the 20th, and I was told to go on a Monday morning, and I did, and they were supposed to have, within a few days, some type of board meeting or whatever, and I did not hear anything back from them yet. I don't know if I should call and bug them, or,
Yeah, I think we just want to push the volunteers as much as we can, because we don't want it to be
Right.
like the last few where it's really only us.
I got a couple of friends that I know are coming for sure. I've been asking, just about every group I encounter, if there'd be anybody that would want to come and help. I feel if we can get them there on the 20th, then they will be candidates possibly to say, hey, would you like to get on the list? And, when you're available, we sure could use you to help us out.
How about, are we doing, is it Hancock, is that what we're doing next?
Yes.
So how about any of the businesses that are in that vicinity? Would they be helpful, whoever's there? I mean, I don't know how far it is, but I'm thinking.
Third Life and
And,
the brewery there at the Ironworks.
I don't know.
What is the event on the 20th?
Sorry.
Hancock Street from Clay down to Lake,
Oh, okay.
So
on the east side of the road. And Jermaine said she had asked the city if they could fix that railing before we paint it.
Okay.
Because we've been by there several times, and the railing is leaning into the sidewalk.
So what's the scope of the project? It's,
Well, it's so overgrown that there's large foliage, and it has evidently pushed the railing forward and is out into the sidewalk area. So we've got to push all that back, trim all that back. And the sidewalk itself probably needs to be edged, because it looks like it's gotten very narrow. And paint the railing, but it's gonna take a lot of, I'm trying to think, Jim and I were trying to think what tools to bring, because those bushes are more like almost trees. So should we use?
You want that chainsaw?
I think so, snippers to reach over there. Do we have more city bags?
We have, yeah, we bought a bunch more.
Okay, do we have an edger for a sidewalk? Okay. I don't know about the power washer, if we need one or not. What would you say, Jermaine?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No.
So just get that all pushed back, so.
Just clean out the garbage and stuff out of there.
And the garbage
Yep.
out of there and, edge the sidewalk and, just cut everything back and paint the railing.
Does the railing belong to the city?
I believe so, that's city property.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks to me like there's posts there where they have at one time pulled the railing back.
Okay.
But there's so much pressure on it. I imagine that
Okay.
it goes, but I would say I'd hate to see the railing taken out, then it would be just plain dangerous.
I think it just needs to be pushed back and
Yeah.
cemented in a little better. So I brought it up a week or so ago, so I will ask him
Thank you.
to get it done before
That's this
Thursday.
week, right? The 20th?
Yeah.
Yes,
And what time are we doing that?
I think it's 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
I talked to Kyle at the newspaper,
Okay.
and he said he thought he could get it in, fit it in sometime before then.
So we should, that's a good point. We should add Kyle to this, so the News Advocate knows every time. Should add them to our list, our
Okay.
email list.
Okay. All right,
Sounds
put
like
it
we
on
do.
the, okay. Yeah.
Sounds like we just
So-
require 2 more volunteers.
We do have someone?
Yeah. The email, that's good.
Would be in your best interest.
Did, Mary, has anybody emailed you from the social media posts?
It's a bummer that it's so
Right,
close and
okay.
we can't put something more out.
So we did put it out there, right?
Yeah, I asked Kelly to put it out there. I never saw it on Facebook, but I don't look every day, so, but I did. But all I've heard so far are people who can't come. It seems like people who come don't tell me. It's only the people who can't be here. And it's only been like 3 or 4 people.
That was from a combination of, the people from the Big Data Surveying when I was a part of the leadership group, and then
Okay.
anybody that's kinda,
Maybe we should send an email and ask them if they even want to be on this list.
Well, originally I sent the whole list an email and I attached a waiver because in the beginning we needed them all to sign waivers for us. And some people did respond and say they wanted to be taken off the list.
Okay.
But
in each,
since that first time, nobody has, you know,
Okay.
they all say, I can't make it this time, but keep me on the list, the people who do respond.
and there is a sentence on there that says, if you wanna be removed.
Right,
Like on
let
every
us
single
know.
one,
Okay.
so.
Yeah,
But
but a
just
lot
make
of
sure
the,
those
a
couple
lot of the
people
people
that
I've never heard
you said you
anything.
have-
I've never
Come
seen
in.
any of these
Yeah.
people.
Get them on this list, so
Yes,
that
and
way.
I got waivers in the car, we printed out, yeah. Yeah, I got some printed out, and I put them in the car already. And I think I am gonna buy the water and try to cool it. I feel like if we just treat the volunteers a little nicer, no, not that we've been mean to them, but you know, just to appreciation, we can certainly give them a cold bottle of water.
Exactly.
Yep,
They don't have to. So I thought, you know, even the little ones.
Mhm.
I was more concerned with not understanding all the tools and what we would need for that. But it sounds like you have, and now how do I get those all there? Do you bring them?
so they're at City Garage, and I can, but I would like it to be whoever's kind of running the project each time if you have the ability to, but if not, I can help with.
Okay,
So-
do they need a truck?
Yes, so whoever needs to do that needs to coordinate with me on Thursday logistically and set an appointment so we can get those out. No one from the commission has access to the room that these items are secured in. They're at the police lock up at the DPW, so whoever it is, just coordinate with me on Thursday I would recommend a truck or something very similar. You know, we have rakes, we have quite a bit of large, not large, but we have a lot of tools. So, that's just logistics from getting at point A to point B. Typically, what works better is towards, when does a project start?
4.
So I would recommend someone leaving themselves plenty of time to reach out to me no later than 3 probably, so we can get everything loaded up, figure out, do we need gas, do we not need gas, we have vest, things like that. Those type of logistical things that, it doesn't always,
And I need a truck.
I would recommend you have something very similar to it, just to.
I can rent one of them trailers at the U-Haul place.
Yeah, I don't, it's nothing like that. You just
I've
have.
been able to get everything in my SUV.
Put it in the back of your vehicle, in your trunk or something, whatever you drive.
The rakes and stuff will work, okay. So then do I go right to the city garage to pick them up?
You call me, and we coordinate that,
And by 3 o'clock,
yeah.
call you and tell you every tool I need?
But we're gonna grab them all probably.
Oh, okay, okay, and that's where the vest and everything are and,
Yeah.
okay, all right, that's fine. That was another question I had. So, all
And
right.
then, talking logistics after the project, we have to figure out a way where to secure those items until we can get them back to DPW.
Okay,
So, you and I could talk offline about that, it's not as complicated as it's made it sound.
okay.
We'll-
I thought I had to go run a U-Haul.
I can guarantee you one thing, we'll get it figured out one way or another.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think that's all the questions I had. Do you think I should call the church back and see
Yep.
how they're coming with volunteers?
Yeah, because it's this Thursday. That would be great if they could send some over. I mean, I don't know how big that, is it a large spot? Is it all the way down that hill? I never know.
Too, yeah.
Okay, so there's quite a bit then.
Okay, I will do that today. Okay.
It'd be good to reach out to them again, and then. So we're kind of skipped ahead a little bit, so we're talking about the service day. We also should put it out on social media, so if you could just double check to see if Kelly can post that this week.
I'll have to see, she's out this week, so I'll have to see who does it in her place.
Okay.
But yeah, I will.
Then maybe we should just send out the
I'll check with
email
Kyle.
for the volunteers again too.
Okay, I sent last week, I sent a reminder email to them all.
The reminder
So,
already went
yeah.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, it's right there.
And and behind that railing looks as though it might be a hill.
Down to the railroad, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the best way to approach it would be from behind or crawl over the railing, or how do you do that?
Yeah, we might have to just reach as far as we can from the railing. I don't know, because it might get pretty steep going down.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm getting very technical because I'm worried about this. I've been,
Just call me any day this week, we'll go offline, we'll bullet point everything we need, and it's not,
okay,
if Lucas and I can handle one, we'll take care of it, we'll make it
Okay.
happen.
all right, all right.
All right. And then I guess, just because Jess is new here too, Jess, if you want to kind of see if you need, or if you have anybody that you could add to the volunteer list.
Yeah, I'm involved in a couple other committees and stuff in town, so I can reach out to them and see if anybody's interested. It might pull from different groups too,
Awesome.
so.
Great.
And should we assign her a month too?
I think we did, I think October.
Yep.
October, so you have October. What does that mean?
I'm telling you, the first one is scary.
First one is scary.
Okay.
Anything
Well, who's,
Nope, September.
okay, I'm October then, because I was
Yep.
first, okay.
So she's September then?
Yep,
Who's
so
September?
you will be in charge of a volunteer event
Okay.
in September
Okay.
for beautification and restoration of a neighborhood.
I wish, I know we can't, so I shouldn't even say it. But I will anyway. I wish that we could do small things in the parks. Because we almost got attacked in our car by our neighbors, all upset over the park up by us. And they were hot. And they did apologize the next day, but then we say, hey, that's okay.
We
I
actually
mean,
can.
painting playground equipment. The old metal stuff, you know, and stuff. I wish,
Maybe if we coordinated with the parks, maybe if we asked.
I
the
mean,
parks
we
if
would go in
could-
the evening, you know, and.
So there's an item later on, the bylaw review is actually to discuss that a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, before we get to that, let's just finish the rest of this real quick.
Okay.
So the new fiscal year budget is now in effect. We used almost every penny of the last one, which is awesome. The paint was like $140 and some change.
Can we back up a minute and tell Jess exactly what she needs to do
Yeah,
for September? If you
Sure.
can explain to her, because she's new.
yeah, so we have, we have that form you were talking about too. Oh, you were talking about the volunteer forms earlier.
Yeah.
But we have a different, improvement form that Mary made that, we kinda use to look at an area and see how we can improve it, and we try to do projects in the right of way.
Okay.
And another item on here is we're trying to also help with blight where we can. We found that there's a lot of cases where we just can't. So in the meantime, so we can just keep the volunteers busy and keep beautifying the neighborhoods, we try to target some areas that, you know, haven't really been improved forever.
Okay.
In the city.
In the city property, yeah. So we cleaned up that wall down First Street last year. That was our first project, and now we're getting a mural done from a volunteer, which is awesome.
Okay.
And on that same day, we cleaned up a few properties, the actual junk blight on that day, which was really good. Since then, we haven't been able to have any projects that we've addressed that on. We've cleaned up the parking lot and retaining wall at St. Joe's Church on 6th Street. Cleaned up Casman schools all the way around there, trimmed up the trees, did some landscaping, painted railings and their sign. Am I missing any other projects? Is that it?
So within city limits? Is that-
Yeah, within city limits, or, you know, if there's a project where we can do some right-of-way work and also, you know, help out, like we did at the schools, that was kind of a double.
And something that really helps guide us is our bylaws, and our purpose statement in the bylaws. The purpose of the commission shall be to identify, research, and recommend opportunities and resources to help prevent, remediate, and eliminate blight, and help beautify the city of Manistee. So everything we do kind of, you know, this commission kind of operate within that lens.
Okay.
I'll email you all that.
I'm gonna get it emailed.
We're also trying to get a good volunteer list, so whosever project it is, like, all of us don't have to be there, like, we're not at every single project.
Yes.
Like, whoever has the lead on the project gets the volunteers, yes.
Yep, that makes sense.
The goal is to get this list to be 10 pages long.
For sure.
And 20 people show up.
Yep.
You know, that would be ideal. Right now, we're just working on trying to build that list, so.
Sounds good.
I think we're, what are we, 14 or 15 months into this now, I think, right? So we're new if you didn't know that too.
All right.
All right. So talking about the budget, so we have a new budget for this next fiscal year here. We use the remainder of the budget for the paint for the mural. And you were just talking about some equipment, and one thing that we don't have is we don't have like a pole saw. And I think rather than, you know, just dedicating your saw every time, maybe we
Also.
should get a pole saw for the commission. And we need a gas can, so we stop having to use Chief Glass's gas can. And I
Bull
thought-
saw, that's like,
So they make pole saws to where you can detach it from the pole and use it as like a mini chainsaw, which is what she had.
Oh,
And then you
cool.
could also put it on a pole, so that way you could have 6 foot length
Sure.
or whatever to trim a little limb or something.
okay.
So I'll make a motion to purchase a pole saw and a gas can.
A second.
Okay, voice vote, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And I can get with Chief on that, and we can go to Gilroy's or
In
wherever.
terms of a
Gets-
budget, we'll email you a number today, and then we will track that in a separate spreadsheet, or hopefully have a separate line item within the budget for this group, either or. But I'll email you the number today, what our budget is from July to July.
Okay. Alright. Next item's just police department, if there's anything recent that the commission can help with, or any projects that you've identified. Last meeting when Sergeant Schmaling was here, he indicated that there's a property on 7th Street that might be getting close to the point where we could approach them and maybe help clean up the junk in the yard. 7th and 31, and I don't know if that's gone anywhere yet, but
Yeah, I don't know. I would recommend this group maybe reach back out to the two addresses we had talked about in the beginning, that we still are struggling to find resources for. And I think those two projects are siding replacement. Again, this group took a couple swings at that, and we just couldn't come up with something. So I don't know if there's a solution there, but
So maybe we can work with Tracy on that?
potentially, if that's her purview, that's what she's doing.
I can reach out to Tracy.
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't heard anything about that NEZ stuff in a while.
I know that she had sent out some letters, because I spoke with her not too long ago, and she did send out some letters to some areas.
Okay.
But I haven't asked her if anything happened with that.
Okay. Anything else on blight remediation stuff? All right, next item is our bylaw review. So, recently the city manager asked us to consider updating a section in the bylaws, and I should probably know what the section is real quick. Let me, for the record here. Oh yeah, that would work too, if you could pull it up on the screen.
I don't know if we put our updated bylaws in here, but
Section 3F. This is where all of our documents are, just so. Get a little training video here. It was in there.
was it?
Yeah, you just gotta wait. You gotta hit the arrow. There you go. Section 3F. So this is where you were talking about, Kathy. It says the committee shall have no jurisdiction over city parks which are handled by the Parks Commission. So I discussed this with the city attorney and the city manager. And our ordinance still will have something similar, if not the same, in it for the commission's ordinance. But if we move to edit that section, then we could
Okay,
potentially work on
Okay.
parks. So the revision that I'm going to suggest is replacing section 3F with the commission may implement projects within the city parks that are related to beautification and restoration after input from city staff and the Parks Commission.
okay.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna make the motion to change that,
I'll second that.
and we can take a roll call vote.
Lucas Richardson.
Yes.
Jermaine Sullivan.
Yes.
Kathleen Grabowski.
Yes,
Mary Kay Wilkosh.
Yes.
Jess Stallings.
Yes.
Has there been conversation with the Parks Commission on this?
No. This is recommended by the city manager.
Did you get that language or do you need it again?
I'm gonna, can you email me that language?
All right, public comment.
Will we need to have a meeting with the Parks Department or anything to?
I think it would go a long way to meet with them or have someone from this group talk to them about this proposition so that we can be aligned moving forward and work together.
When, I will say when Kelly was on this commission, I mean, I do remember she always pushed to try to get the Parks Commission and the NRBC to work together on projects. So I can,
Who was that outreach for the Parks Department? Is that Mickey?
so this would be, so were we talking about the Parks Department or the Parks Commission?
How about the Parks Commission, people who have authority over the parks, essentially.
So the Parks Commission chair is Liz Lasky, right?
Yes.
So I can reach out to Liz, I can do that, to just let her know what we're editing and kind of thinking to collaborate on some of those projects.
Could you let us know how that
And
works?
if she
Yep.
is too, if there's something in particular, you know, that we can be a tool for her.
Mhm. All right, go to the order. Jermaine, you wanna go first?
What's our next meeting in August? Cause I think I'm not here.
August 7th.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not here that day, but I think that, streetlights, if we go through and write down addresses where streetlights are out.
Or needed?
Needed, and compile a lengthy list to give to Jeff, because that's how he said they get done, is if they have multiple and put them in, so, if we could all come up with some addresses for
Should
next
we
month.
email them to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Are they gonna enter those into the online, or are they gonna ask you to do that? Have you had that conversation?
I will probably end up doing it.
That's typically what I do.
Um,
I just put them on the app.
But the ones that are needed, like where they're needed on the street,
Okay, the addition of.
yes, that I would just give to Jeff to do, so. And then, who has August? Okay, you're doing.
Yeah, so it's taken forever, but the city's gonna be putting in new entrance signs. Welcome to Manistee, or welcome to the city of Manistee signs. One's gonna go over by Family Fair on 12th Street, and the other is going to go up by the railroad near Burger King up there. And I believe the intention is to see if the NRBC can be in charge of the landscaping for those signs. So if the time comes and we're ready to do something, but the signs are not ready, we could still go out there and remove the vegetation that is there. So that would be my project to start with. I'd like to do them both at the same time. We could do removal and the plantings, but
What day is that? Do you know? August.
It'd be I don't think I
We set the
picked,
date?
no, I don't think
Okay,
so.
all right.
Sometime in August.
Do we do like particular date, like is it always on a Thursday at 4 or anything, or it's just whenever works?
I think they actually have always been on Thursdays at 4.
Okay, okay.
That seems to have been
I think
the
that's
day
the
that's
day
been
we-
working, yeah. When we try to do 4 to 7, so that way it's right when people are getting
Okay.
out of work and
Okay.
not spending the whole evening.
Since there's not another meeting until August 7th, you might want to decide on a date and all that now, so I can get the email out
Smart.
Okay,
for volunteers. I feel the more notice they have,
Better, yes.
it's easier to get on your calendar.
about August 24th.
I'm gone on the 17th and the 24th. On vacation, so I won't be there.
31st? Do you want to be there?
Does
When
Amanda
does school start?
August 28th, Monday,
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't have that problem anymore, I don't know.
August 28th is when the school starts
Yes.
for MHS. Let's see.
24th, maybe if you get football
I think
teams to come.
whatever works best for everybody.
Let's do August 24th and then a secondary date, August 31st. Okay.
Thanks.
Do you have anything
I
else?
got nothing else.
Kathy, you have anything?
No, I'm, excuse me, I'm all set. I just wanna do my project. Right, the right way. A good way.
That's right, you will.
Anything, Mary?
Nothing for me.
Jess?
I don't think so.
Chief?
Just a reminder, change the bylaws and the ordinance, that will need to be approved by city council, so we'll have to get that on the agenda and get in front of council, I don't know when
So
that's.
that was just the bylaws that were being revised, so we won't need the ordinance to be.
Ordinance reflects our bylaws, if you look at our ordinance, it reflects the same language, so.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to have the ordinance revision, is what I'm saying. I think we just need to go to council with the revised bylaws.
You don't want your ordinance saying something different than bylaws. We can talk offline, but I would recommend that our ordinance mirrors our bylaws
Okay. I may have misunderstood
for consistency.
what George was saying, so.
So with that,
We
we'll
should do
want to
that.
meet with the Parks Commission then prior.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When is the next city council meeting?
This won't be on the next city council meeting. Yeah, I'll have to look at the agenda, see where we can, because I'm gonna go to George Taylor and talk about the language, see if he approves it, and then put something in the agenda to go to council. If the ordinance needs to get changed, it has 2 separate readings, so I'm just understanding that this isn't something that's gonna happen next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just to manage everyone's expectations, but I'll keep this group informed as of that progress.
Harry, do you have anything? No. All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Adjourned.